it's me. I got my hair colored red, so my new portrait illustration of myself has red hair, which is fun. And another thing that is fun is I am announcing my giveaway winner today. But as always, I would like to invite any artists out there to grab your sketchbook or something else fun and relaxing to do if you feel like being creative with me while I draw this caricature portrait illustration of Ethan Klein from H3H3 for today's video. I have drawn Trisha Paytas in one of my past videos, so I will not be drawing them today, but this video will be about whatever is going on in this whole Trisha, Ethan, H3H3 situation that's been going down over the past week or two, but feel free to follow me on Instagram or Twitter to share what you made with me as well. And as promised, today is September 14th, and I will be announcing the winner of my art giveaway. And the winner was randomly chosen from my Instagram and Twitter art submissions. And the winner is at Pigeon Kid on Instagram. They have already been contacted and have accepted their prize. Go over there and congratulate them and go check out their artwork as well. Congratulations and thank you to everybody else who submitted their artwork for me. So probably like many of you, I was absolutely so confused as to what was all happening, since I'm not an avid follower of either Trisha or Ethan, but I do follow both of them on Twitter. So when I saw all these tweets and videos and responses, I was like, okay, slow down. What's going on? Well, I was able to kind of get caught up with everything, so I wanted to go ahead and organize and summarize everything for you and have a talk about how the audience is reacting to everything on both sides of the spectrum. I am an avid Reddit user, so I do lurk on both the H3H3 subreddit and Trisha's subreddit to try to gauge both radical ends of the spectrum. I want to know what Trisha stans think as well as H3 stans, but since both subreddits seem to be occupied by stan users and a lot of casual users and stans who are on the fence, who try to kind of stay open and or neutral on either subreddit, they seem to get downvoted a lot, so it can be sometimes hard to see their posts and their content on that site. But again, I was doing my best to try to go through everything and figure out what's going on and what went wrong here. At the end of the day, Trisha is basically on the worst terms with Ethan and his whole family right now and the cast of H3 Productions due to a plethora of events that went down ever since the Frenemies podcast was canceled earlier this year. Since then, everything has just been continuing to basically spiral out of control. There is a ton to get into, a lot of evidence against Trisha, some recent updated evidence supporting Trisha that I haven't seen anybody talking about yet except for on Reddit, and everything in between. So let's just get started on a summarized timeline. All of this recent upheaval seemed to have started because of a clip that was posted by H3TV that was originally cut from the original video, but it poked fun at Trisha's video apologizing to Ethan. The clip showed Ethan watching Trisha's video when another production member played a soundbite of someone saying, "Shut up, B." Obviously, that was a rude thing to do, and Trisha definitely agreed. After seeing that, Trisha went on a Twitter rant about Ethan. They blame Ethan and all of the seemingly random times that Ethan brings up Trisha for the waves of hate that come in for them. Trisha expresses how they really want Ethan to just stop bringing up their name or anything about them online so the hate waves stop, especially since the hate is starting to leak into everybody's private lives with really malicious actions being taken against them, like doxing. Trisha begs people to just finally leave them alone. Although the clip that Ethan showed was rude and pretty random, like why post it at that time, people decided to point out the hypocrisy of Trisha always bringing up other creators and talking about them online, including Ethan on the Mom's Basement podcast. I think with everything going on, they just both need to stop bringing each other up altogether, but that doesn't seem to be happening. And from this, everything got even worse and even more serious, and That stemmed from a deep dive video about Trisha's lies posted by a YouTuber by the name of Mysterious T. This video compiled a ton of Trisha's lies and contradictions over the years and showed them side by side to really hammer in the point that Trisha has openly contradicted themselves about small things, serious things, and everything in between. This compilation drove home the point that since Trisha is known for lying and contradicting what they say online, that supports the claim that Trisha also lied about one of her middle school teachers that Trisha claimed SA'd them when they were a student of his. Because this video was gaining a lot of traction and it was being posted on Reddit and people started putting pieces and evidence together to come to the conclusion that this claim made by Trisha may be untrue, Ethan made the decision to private one of the episodes of Frenemies because in that episode, Trisha named the teacher that was allegedly and claimed that he was arrested for CP. It was found out by Mysterious T that this teacher that Trisha had named had no charges on his record for anything, especially nothing related to what Trisha alleged. So because it couldn't be proven, Ethan removed the episode of the podcast where Trisha made that claim, and then he posted this statement on Twitter. It has come to my attention that Trisha, in episode 17 of Frenemies, called out a teacher by name and accused him of her during school. She claimed this teacher was arrested and served time for possession of CP. She also claimed that someone had come forward to say them as well. Upon further review, these claims seem to contradict available evidence because of the nature of these claims against the specific teacher and the stress it's causing to his family. I have decided to unlist the episode for now until Trisha can better illuminate the situation. I want to emphasize that I do not believe Trisha would lie about something like this, so I want to give her the opportunity to clarify. But in the meantime, because the teacher has passed on and cannot defend himself, I feel obligated to remove it for now. There has been a huge debate, even being pointed out by Trisha, that it seems like Ethan says believe all victims when it comes to everybody else, including people coming out about Trisha's fiance Moses, but does not believe Trisha. That was my cat. His name is Abraham. Anyway, but as stated in Ethan's statement, he says he doesn't believe Trisha would lie about it, but doesn't want to platform unsupported claims on his channel when there's evidence that contradicts some of the details. I believe Trisha, but after looking at everything and watching Mysterious's T video, I definitely believe Trisha, but I also believe some of the specific details, especially about the teacher's arrest and reported crimes, may have been incorrect given the lack of public criminal record. Once this happened, it led to a Reddit user posting to the H3 subreddit calling for other users to contact Trisha's sponsors, saying, "Don't let Trisha weasel herself out of this one, attack her money," which Keemstar then tweeted out, tagging Trisha. Trisha quote tweeted Keemstar to respond to Reddit's actions and reactions to everything that ultimately stemmed from Mysterious T's video. Trisha says that all of this just started because of H3's Reddit, which Ethan monitors, therefore placing blame on Ethan for everything that is happening and all the backlash that they are facing. Trisha then posted a series of incredibly emotional videos begging and pleading Ethan to stop talking about them and stop enabling their H3 fans when it comes to sending hate to Trisha, Moses, and their families. Trisha continued to explain through tears and through panic that it's leaking into their privacy, their family members who aren't even involved, and there's doxing happening and more. Throughout, Trisha just continues to beg and plead for all of this to just stop, and they will also stop everything just so they can stop receiving all the hate and backlash. Trisha then released a series of texts on Twitter between themselves, Ethan, Hila, and another member of H3 Productions. In these texts, Trisha once again begs everyone to stop talking about them because of all the hate that comes, and Trisha implies that everything happening is Ethan's fault because all the hate is stemming from his subreddit, which he has access to and monitors. Trisha asks what they need to do to get everything to stop, saying that they are even willing to return every cent they made from the Frenemies podcast. In response to that, Ethan requests that Trisha makes a statement clearing up their allegations toward the middle school teacher who was accused of essaying Trisha as a student and being arrested for other related crimes. Trisha tells Ethan that he does not get to tell Trisha what to talk about and that they have spoken to the family and they want it all to go away. Trisha then goes on to beg and plead to cut ties completely from each other and for all the hate to stop because it's getting to be too much. Hila then chimed in to the group chat and says that her family is also broken down about everything as well and says Trisha is not the only victim in the situation. Hila also told Trisha to start taking responsibility for their own actions and stop blaming Ethan for everything that's happening. There's more to the text, but that's kind of the summary of what's happening related to this specific situation. Since then, Trisha and Ethan have both stopped posting on Twitter for the most part, and the Twitter feud definitely came to an end and Twitter quieted down. At this point, people had reactions on all sides. Some people were saying that Trisha is completely lying about everything. The essay never happened. The teacher that was accused was an innocent man, a war vet, a beloved retired teacher who is now passed on and did nothing wrong. Others were saying that Trisha is completely in the right, and there's reasons why this teacher may have committed a crime that was not on a criminal record, and that it's always believe all victims except Trisha that it seems like in this situation, etc. And as always, there are people in the middle who don't really know what to think, and they're just trying to put the pieces together. In reality, nobody knows what happened, so nobody can hold a pitchfork to anybody involved. We weren't there, we aren't Trisha, we don't know the teacher personally, so we don't have any room to claim proof for anything for either side of the story. Yes, there's evidence for things, there's lack of evidence for other things, but all we can do as observers is just that. Observe and come to our own opinions, not facts. Come to our own opinions. Especially since people are getting involved who have nothing to do with any of this. Just yesterday, some evidence surfaced that is actually in support of Trisha's story from a woman who claims to have gone to school with Trisha and was also treated inappropriately by the teacher that Trisha accused. This woman clarifies that this teacher was in fact never arrested, never charged, and was not caught with CP like Trisha claimed. But he was in fact grabby with girls during the Heads Up 7-Up game, like Trisha said, and was actually fired for watching on the school's computer. This woman is the daughter of the police chief at the time for the city that her and Trisha grew up in and went to school at, and she shows texts asking her father about the teacher and the reports of him watching at school, to which the father says he vaguely remembers but doesn't think any legal charges were made against him, which might explain why Mysterious T could not find any criminal record for the teacher online. Again, this is not proof for anything. Nothing is proof for anything. There's just so much going on, and I believe the truth lies somewhere in the middle of all of this. I personally think that all the stans, H3 stans, and Trisha stans are blinded by their love of their favorite creator and only want to see evidence that supports their favorite. But everyone just needs to take a step back, realize that this is messing with real people's lives and none of us know anything at the end of the day. So what do we do from here? Instead of talking about what Trisha needs to do or say, or instead of talking about what Ethan needs to do or say, instead of going for people's money, instead of doxing people, instead of digging into people's personal records, all we need to do as the audience is just be an audience. We need to stop trying to inflict harm on creators that we disagree with. Stop trying to create our own karma to be casted on these people. Stop being hateful toward anybody involved. This isn't silly drama. This isn't a beauty guru making a collab with a rival. This isn't about makeup that leaves a rash on somebody's skin. This isn't about someone talking about their friends behind their backs. This is real people involved, and they are hurting, and everyone involved, Trisha and Ethan, Hila, they're not in a good headspace. So let's give everyone space so they can deal with it privately. And are these people good at dealing with it privately? Absolutely not. Trisha is releasing texts, which keeps the drama going and it invites hate. Ethan keeps bringing up Trisha on his channel, that also invites hate. Trisha talks about Ethan with Keemstar, which invites hate. But just because the drama is there and it's tempting to be hateful toward people doesn't mean that hate needs to be given out. So again, let's give everyone space, and we as the audience can only speculate and observe, and that's all. So that sums up my summary and this short discussion about everything, and I hope I was able to kind of make some good points about treating online strangers with some respect, especially when it comes to situations that none of us know anything about at the end of the day. So let's just be kind and respectful always. On a lighter note, if you've made some artwork with me, as always, I would love to see it by tagging me on Instagram or Twitter at PaintAndSipYT, and you may also use the hashtag PaintAndSipYT to find some other artist friends to follow on social media. Also, remember to subscribe, follow my socials, and maybe check out my Patreon and Etsy shop, all linked in the description, if you would like to support my artwork even further. With that, I hope you enjoyed hanging out and maybe making some artwork with me, or just hanging out and listening. Thank you so much for watching, and stay creative. See you next time.